Hey everybody, and welcome to Games with Friends. I'm Josh, and I'm here with my friend Niko Qualls.
Hello everybody.
And today we're going to be playing a couple Power Rangers games. I believe we're going to go ahead and play the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series of games that came out on the SNES. And we can go ahead and watch the intro segment. This is actually pretty epic for an SNES game. But yeah, a little bit of background on Niko, who hasn't been on the show yet. He's a big fan of Super Sentai, not just like me and the rest of the fans of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but he's got a more in-depth knowledge of the Japanese background of Power Rangers. And the series that was used for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was how many into the...
There was originally the 16th Super Sentai series that came out in 1992 called Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. It was, again, the 16th one, so that shows there are 15 previous ones right before this one.
Is it still going, Super Sentai?
Yeah, it's still going. Right now, it's on its 36th series.
So they've had 20 since.
Yeah.
The one used for Mighty Morphin
They
Power
go
Rangers.
every year, a new series every year. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original Mighty Morphin lasted for 3 seasons. They stretched out the stock footage as much as they could. And every time
third season, they kind of combined with a couple other things,
well,
right?
The second season, they used the giant robots from the Sentai series after.
Let's go ahead and go to options. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think it has many.
The only options it had was stereo or mono audio, and then password if you have a place and you left off before, you just enter the password.
And since we had a lot of difficulty actually getting this running for the show, we haven't played it up to this point. We don't have a password.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the selection is the original 5 Rangers: Trini, the Saber-Tooth Tiger, Yellow Ranger; Billy, the Triceratops, Blue Ranger; Jason, the leader, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Red Ranger; Kimberly, the Pterodactyl, Pink Ranger; and Zach, the Mastodon, Black Ranger.
I'd say that kind of looks like Louis Trang a little, and that kind of looks like a little, and then I forget the actor's name that played Zach.
Walter Jones. Yeah, it does look like Walter Jones.
It does look like him, and I can't tell from the pixels if it has the correct number of fingers. But
it's a good point.
The others, I don't know. Billy's looking kind of dumpy. David Yost, he's looking a little dumpy.
Now the interesting thing about Trini is in the original Japanese series as Zyuranger, the Yellow Ranger was a boy.
That's why she didn't have a skirt when they showed the Japanese footage.
Ironically, his name was actually Boy. B-O-I. It was Boy. And it was the Yellow Ranger, so when they brought it over to increase the diversity on the team, they made it a girl. Now, all the casting directors and producers say it was accidental that the Yellow Ranger was Asian and the Black Ranger was black. But that's how it worked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
I never really had a problem with it. I mean, the colors actually look better on those actors. I mean, I can't imagine he would look pretty weird wearing yellow all the time. I mean, she'd probably look fine wearing black, but you know, when you got a guy who's trying to be hip,
it's hard to wear yellow. It is hard to wear yellow. It's not an easy color to pull off.
Who was your favorite of the original 5?
Of the original 5, I always liked Jason. I always liked the stalwart leader. He was the calm, confident one.
That was Austin.
Austin St. John.
St. John. Yeah, I wouldn't say that character really looks much like him.
No. It's really
looks like
weird, top-heavy.
Half backward stance.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll start with Zach.
So this is going to be Niko playing at first. We might take turns going in here, but if I remember correctly, this is set up in stages where, kind of like the show, at the beginning of a stage you're in the human form, and then later you morph.
Yep.
But it has been years since I played this.
The whole idea is you don't morph until the battle's escalated. You got
stabbed
by the buddies. And you're not supposed to morph until it's been escalated to the point where you can't actually handle it as a human.
It would be a waste of the cosmic energy that is given to the Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's one of the BS rules they have. So don't morph unless escalated by Rita. Don't let anyone know you're a Power Ranger. It's just pressing Y over and over again. It does a combo.
Yeah, I don't think that there are multiple attack buttons. It really has to do, I guess, with the direction you're pressing if you grab them.
And kind of, yeah.
Now, I noticed, like, at least the sprites are kind of catered to their personalities. Like, you do a little, you do like a breakdance handstand kick.
Yeah.
Which is pretty neat. You could probably do jumping kicks and stuff. But it seems like these putties are going down in, like, one hit.
Well, I mean, this is first season putties. It's not before, you get to season 2 putties with Lord Zed, where all you had to do was hit a Z.
Now, one thing that this is missing that I would have loved to have heard, though I wouldn't have noticed as a kid, and I doubt many other kids that played this noticed, was that distinctive metallic plink sound when they used to hit the putties.
Yeah.
That was specific. That was in, like, every episode with putties, and here it actually sounds like a meaty punch.
Yeah. The putties were some sort of metallic, which is weird because they were all clay. All the monsters in the original Power Rangers, their whole thing was they're made of clay. The monster Finster makes them for Rita Repulse.
Yeah, and they did a good job, and I don't know if that metallic clank sound, was that just the American version, or was that actually in the Japanese version?
Don't know.
But it might have been confusing in a video game, though I doubt they ever even made the decision. They probably just went straight for some fighting sounds, but it would have been kind of confusing to me, maybe, because a metallic plink sound in a video game often means that they're invulnerable at that time.
Uh-oh. It's the monster of the week!
Do you remember the name of this one?
I don't remember the name, but it is the monster from the second episode.
I remember did he throw his head at them?
Yeah, he would throw his heads.
The costume used for that monster, oh snap, you got the axe. You also probably have a super move, which I think you just used. Nice.
Which means I won't be able to use it again later, but oh well. I'm sure we'll power up.
You remember those mammoth powers he used during the show?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, if I remember the costume that they used for that skeleton guy, it was kind of like the head of the actor in the costume was probably in the torso somewhere, which makes it convenient to be able to throw the head. Probably also had something that lit up inside the chest. I don't really remember, though.
I don't remember multicolored putties.
That kind of works for a beat-em-up, though, because it might get a little bit boring if it's the same.
Well, they do the same thing for, like, Ninja Turtles. They have the different color Foot Clan, the Foot Soldier robots.
Yeah.
When they were only just purple and black.
It's also always convenient for both the Ninja Turtles and for the Power Rangers that the enemies that they're fighting, the cannon fodder enemies, the Foot Soldiers, and then here the putties, are these non-living beings. Like they had the Foot Soldier robots on the Turtles, because if you have a hero with a bladed weapon, you don't want to show your hero slicing people in half. So it's convenient that you're thwapping.
Ooh, picked up a bench.
Thwapping clay people with the axe. I never really thought that and this of course is the Americanized Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I never really thought that the Power Rangers really cared that much about Angel Grove, because otherwise they would have tried more negotiative tactics before giant robots and tearing down skyscrapers that also apparently keep getting rebuilt every week.
The construction crew never got hurt by the economy in Angel Grove. It was always a bustling business.
You would think that after however many episodes, that they would just, have a schedule. They'd be like, oh yeah, Wednesday's Monster Day, everybody evacuate the city. They never really, it's like the next week they're back in school after half their city was torn apart. That's just, you suspend your disbelief on that one.
Well, I guess the school never got damaged for any reason.
So look at that.
Everybody lose points for, property damage. I mean, not that there's a point-based system in this game, but...
I've ranted about scores in other episodes of my show before, and I've never been a score player unless it's... I've ranted about how Xbox Arcade and things have sort of brought the score back into prominence with the ability to compare your score with friends, but they're around the mid-90s when Super Nintendo was king. That was when the idea of a score-based achievement system wasn't really that great, because a lot of people played one-player games or played the games all by themselves and it didn't matter what their score was. So here, there's no score. I would have guessed you would have gotten points for hitting a car, and it would have been ridiculous, because why would a Power Ranger tear down, a neighborhood car? The putties weren't even damaging those cars, it was all you. This guy is...
Actually, the putty doesn't damage anyone. I'm not protecting anybody.
Exactly.
I'm just going around killing all these guys.
You didn't rescue anybody. You were like, I don't like the looks of you putty
Basically.
people.
The skeleton guy can be an alright dude.
The one guy didn't even pull out a knife till after you had already hit him. He was defending himself. This guy's jumping around like a bastard.
Ooh, yeah.
And now, is that your life at the bottom or his?
Yeah, that's mine. I don't know where his is. There is no life bar for him.
He knocked you down, but he didn't even really hurt you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now he doesn't have arms, though. He's not exactly intimidating. I don't even know if... Okay, there we go. I was going to say, it doesn't even look like he's doing anything that would hurt you. He's looking dapper in his hat, though.
Alright, the legs. Oh, it's just a head.
So a little bit more for people who may not be familiar with the Japanese version. Super Sentai.
Okay.
You said that the name of this series was...
Zyuranger.
Zyuranger, because of the animal...
Yeah, it's a dinosaur thing.
Yeah. The... How much... I mean, I know it's probably almost entirely, but how much... how different were the episodes? Were they more... Were they just as episodic, or were they more...
Yeah, Super Sentai does tend to stay very episodic. Some series more than others. Some series actually have a plot that goes through all the way. But
that's what
still,
I was going to ask. Do there tend to be any like overarching stories? Because I don't think that the Americanized versions of Power Rangers really ever had much of that.
Password. You gotta remember that.
Nice.
3847 if we need to come back. No.
I've already forgotten it.
The power...
Let me try. Let me take a turn.
Yeah,
here.
you go ahead and take a turn.
Let's see. I'm going to go with Jumpy Billy over here.
There we go. Get to use the staff. But no, it wasn't ever really overarching plots in the American one as much. I mean, after... The main overarching plot was the 5-episode Green Ranger show. Oh yeah, that's Billy.
But, you know, it was like the second season or so, he sort of...
Billy just... I mean, the putty just got killed by that thing.
I don't even know what that is. It looks like it was already installed there by, like, whoever works at the park.
See, you don't even have to do anything!
I'm just gonna, like, cower here in the fetal position.
I think this is the perfect Billy episode.
That's great. He's got like perfect posture while he's running. Now he was really nerdy in the first season, but the second season they kind of made him a little bit more of a decent fighter, didn't they?
Yeah, well the whole idea is he's learning how to fight. The first episode of Power Rangers is his first martial arts class.
Overhead throw.
Now, of course, in the course of 60 episodes, he started to learn black belt level techniques and doing flips and whatnot. And at the point where it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, but
they had him sparring with Jason and stuff.
They also had him
right?
fighting bad guys on a weekly basis, daily in some instances, because Power Rangers often often aired new episodes week to week, day to day to day. It aired 6 days a week in its peak.
How many episodes were there per season?
Let's see. The first season had about 60. The second season had about 50 something, and I think the third season had about 30 something, 30 to 50. But all the other ones after that, they started going down, and it was more of a weekly thing.
The first season had a lot of Billy just kind of hanging out with Alpha, like in the background a lot, if I remember correctly, and he showed up in time to morph.
Billy, unfortunately, got gypped towards the end when they went back to... After Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they went to Power Rangers Zeo, and they went from a 6-Ranger team down to a 5, Billy was the one who's like, I don't get powers anymore. I'm just gonna stay back at the command center and help out Alpha.
And he was...
And he does that first.
And he did I mean, he was kind of an interesting, unique role compared to the others who were all, you know, more... I don't know. You know, each Ranger is different in their own way, but they're all Rangers, whereas he got to be the only other human hero, you know, that wasn't exactly like them.
Yeah, he also got shit because they eventually did bring in a 6th Ranger in Power Rangers Zeo.
Which was also the... Wasn't that also the...
It was the original Red Ranger. They brought him in to be the Gold Ranger instead of just letting Billy be the Gold Ranger.
And wasn't it... It was Turbo when the Blue Ranger was a boy that they made become an adult, and that was just another weird, random decision, wasn't it?
At that point, Billy, David Yost left the show.
Mm-hmm.
He left partway through Zeo.
So I guess that wasn't necessarily insulting to him. It's not like they picked that situation.
I forget exactly what the reasoning is why Steve Cardenas, the guy who played the previous Blue Ranger and then Red Ranger before that, the guy they replaced with the kid. I don't remember why they replaced him.
And the kid thing was completely American, right?
Yeah, but
they
it's
didn't,
not.
They had an animation.
The reason
Nice.
that it's
And the
completely
trident.
American. Yeah, he has longer reach. It's a really dark blue. It's almost black. His costume color.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's the right blue.
If it weren't for the fact that we've already seen the Black Ranger, I would think that is the Black Ranger.
He also got buff. Look at that.
But yeah, the kid thing in Turbo, when they switched out one of the Rangers made of a kid who transformed into an adult-sized Ranger. They do that in Japan too, just not that season. The season after Zyuranger, the one where they get those Thunder Zords from, and the White Ranger that is Tommy in the American version is actually played by a 10-year-old kid.
And I remember that they animated the kid up to an adult, but that was just the American version that did that animation, right?
What do you mean animated?
When the kid morphed into the Blue Ranger, they had a special him growing into a large. That was just
They were all adult size in that season, which is a Car Ranger. Is what Power Rangers Turbo is adapted from.
Oh, there we go. We gotta go vertical. Billy's got some upper body strength now.
Can't you teleport?
This is a pretty, yeah, seriously. Call Alpha and have him give you a ride. Ah!
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work out too well.
Now, this is a pretty, like, multi-million-dollar foundry in the middle of Angel Grove.
This is where they build all those new buildings.
They never really do a good job of explaining Angel Grove's relative size as a metropolis. I mean, you have to imagine it's big because there's skyscrapers.
It's true.
I mean, then again, they never even really specifically say that the
Why
giant
is the building
city
on fire and collapsing?
Putty existence nearby. Also, it's only L-shaped pipes that are falling. But yeah, they also technically don't even really ever say that it's Angel Grove that's the big city they're fighting in, do they?
Yeah, it is. They never go to another city really much. It's all in Angel Grove.
You would think that Rita would eventually send
just
monsters somewhere else,
yeah.
not the city that the Power Rangers live in. Now, this is one thing that's always annoyed me about platform games, is this is going to be a leap of faith. But
you don't know where it is.
We haven't run across any pits, so I don't think there's any instant kill pits, so... Come on, you shield guys. Pain in the ass.
Why can't you just pick up their shields?
There. Body slam! Or just grab their shields and snatch them away. It's not like they're trying to hit me. Nice.
But don't forget, when you fight the boss, you still have your bomb left.
That's right. Now, when you used it earlier... Oh, see, we gotta blow up parts of the foundry. That's not cool.
There we go.
You think that...
There are really more bad guys in this than there are the good guys.
I think you could just, like, jump over these things and not have to blow up parts of them.
Or walk past them, or you must be in a very narrow tunnel.
Exactly.
But why would they put them there at a point where they can't get around those little things?
This is another example of Angel Grove businesses being torn apart by the Power Rangers.
Very ill-constructed factory, whose purpose we have no idea.
With its spinning blades of doom, which seems like they'd be an OSHA violation. See, that's a tink sound that tells me I'm not going to get anywhere with hitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know those automated drones that factories employ.
Oh, go back.
Oh, wait, was there a place I can go?
No, that's a thing.
Like, oh, hey.
I think that's a bomb. I think you get you may be maxed out or something.
Yeah, I might only get to have one charge at a time. Now if I run across some more putties, I can actually see what it does. And he was which one was the Blue Ranger? Did I get up there? Which animal was the Blue Ranger?
He was the Triceratops.
Triceratops, that's right. Can I, maybe this way?
Huh.
Nope. Didn't seem like I could reach that.
Can you wall jump?
That's a good question. I'll try it over here. Yes!
Oh, okay.
I can. That has just added a new dimension to this game, because so far it was a very basic platformer.
We just got all Mega Man X on this game.
I gotta get past this double pizza cutter. Herc!
There we go.
Nice. The music isn't bad. I mean, it's pretty much looping, but it's in the same vein as the show. In fact, I mean, it's a little bit more hardcore than the show had. The show had just had some dramatic slow music during most of the other
The
fights.
show had some good, hardcore.
It had a heavy metal soundtrack.
That 90s rock kind of thing. The Go Green Ranger Go theme. Some of the other ones. Of course, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme is a classic.
The Green Ranger's from the second season,
No,
right?
the Green Ranger comes in, I think in around the late teens, early 20s.
Of the first season?
Of the first season,
Oh.
yeah.
See, I remember recording the five part?
Yep, it's a
It
5-part
was like
episode.
a 1 week special.
Yeah.
I want to use my bomb to take out this guy.
Ice.
Nice. All hail the Triceratops. Alright, it's actually a little bit longer of a stage than the last one. Like, almost disproportionately longer. I'm wondering what the boss... Oh, no, the boss was, we saw him at the beginning of the stage, didn't we?
It was the troll.
Yes.
I believe the troll...
These are all very... Like, they seem to be first season.
Yeah, they're all first season. I think it's in order, actually.
In fact,
I think the troll was around one of the earlier bosses.
This game must be based on, like, the first few weeks of the first season, because you would think that otherwise you would have the Green Ranger.
Well,
Oh, I
the
guess
Green
we
Ranger
go.
might come in later.
Yeah, maybe not.
That would seem like it's a special place if you can hide behind a wall.
Yeah, but still no... Ah! Come on. Can't wall
It's kinda
jump off
lame.
of that area, but we've got to go up, I'm sure. Now, what would be kind of neat is if there was a Green Ranger boss. Because
It might happen.
he was introduced as a villain.
I know in the Genesis game, which was a fighting game, you do fight the Green Ranger. And you get him, I think you get him after you fight or something. I forget how that worked out.
Alright, now... Can we go? We can't
I
go.
think you do have to go the other way. I think
Now, okay, it
you
goes
might
up.
just have to wait a bit. Okay. There you go.
Okay, that wasn't exactly straightforward. Oh,
Oh, mace!
it's like a morning star.
Yeah.
Nice. I like the multiple hit.
Yeah, the spin.
Keep destroying the foundry. Pink putties.
I think the putties just have Power Ranger envy. They're trying to do the multicolor thing.
Now, I wasn't sure when we saw the weapons at first. I wasn't sure whether or not I had seen, because I could almost swear that I had seen putties with weapons, but now that I think about it, probably not. You said that you didn't
I
think
don't
so, right?
think so. If they did, they never really used them much. They always just, wave their hands around and grab them. They don't ever really
I'm
fight
trying to
efficiently.
distract you. He's got a
rake.
Ow. Do you remember the storyline for his episode?
I think he kidnaps children.
Creepy.
He he has the accordion. I think he has the music thing that hypnotizes and attracts children. Kind of like a Pied Piper effect. I could be entirely wrong.
I want to say I remember an episode like that. For some reason, he's reminding me of a different enemy, the one that traps people in a bottle.
It
That
could
was
be
a
that
different-
one. Yeah, I remember that. That could be him. I just remember it has something to do with kidnapping people.
I want to say that like Kimberly at one point was kidnapped, and they couldn't form the Megazord unless they had her with them or something. Or maybe they didn't even get to that point. He wasn't giant, and they didn't need the Zords until they already had her back, so it was convenient. But I want to say she was at one point in the bottle, or maybe a couple of them were. He's very
This guy,
difficult to
yeah,
hit.
he's running around. It's hard to-
Yeah, I don't want to just jump kick him because I can get off a couple of hits if I can be on the same level with him and do a combo. Oh, come on. Come up here. Duh. If you don't time it right, ow, you only get one hit. Nice. Oh. come
The
on.
hell?
Well, it's already bad enough that he can teleport. Oh, it's the accordion that hits me every time.
Yeah.
It's technically not even an accordion, I don't think it's a squeeze box. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat him. He might actually take me out. We've gone through like a 15-minute stage with putties that didn't even do a hair of damage to me. And the one thing about this game is that it's so like
Jump. Ah.
yeah, you're right. it's polished enough. It's a simple game. I'm just gonna start right back there again. Here, you try your hand at the troll. Now,
Alright.
it's a simple enough game. I can't criticize it too much because it's obviously marketed to kids. And it's also early on in the Super Nintendo's life cycle, I believe. If I remember correctly, the year was pretty early. But it at least incorporates combos, so it does like the basic side-scrolling beat-em-up formula. It's got the music, the graphics are decent, but it's difficult because it's kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't seem as fluid. Like you mentioned earlier, Mega Man X, when you're jumping off of walls and things, that game just feels like water. It's
Not everything could be Mega Man X, though.
No, of course not. I mean, that's like the best, one of the best games on the SNES. It's definitely the best platformer. Well,
see, this is all you need. You just stand in one place and turn around and hit him. He's not going to hit you if you're not in a shootable area.
Wait till he starts flickering like a bastard, though. But yeah, you know, it's... I guess, you know, why would they spend twice as long programming the game to make it a timeless game when they're already going to sell a bajillion copies to Power Rangers fans?
It is kind of a planned obsolescence. They have to make a new one next year.
That's true, too. So that would explain how long the game is if it's not very long. We have to at least beat the troll before the end of the episode.
It might
He's
happen.
just gonna stay
Maybe.
down there now.
God damn. You're wised up.
I have to say, I've seen a lot of the Super Sentai outfits from the other series, and actually I've seen more looking at images of the Japanese series than even looking at the newer American series. And the Zoo Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers outfits are still probably some of my favorites because it's like a combination of simple and yet still like the helmets are specifically outstanding.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the other Sentai outfits are like, you know, they might have different shapes on their visors, but otherwise they all look the same except for their color. You know, like they have like a diamond here and a square there. I always thought the helmets were really awesome in
I have
this
a variety
particular
of favorite costumes, but it's the classic diamond chest and helmet and all. I love the Mighty Morphin / G Ranger outfits.
I almost feel like an idiot for jumping around so much. You're doing much better just standing still. And
if I'm on the same one he is, I don't get hit.
As long as you stay there in the middle.
I think he's wised up. He's just not going to attack me.
No. He's still dumb.
Almost.
Now,
drop down early enough if he's on a platform higher.
I don't remember if this game had a Megazord stage.
I don't know. It might not have.
I don't think that it does because, you know, we beat that first enemy and it didn't go to that final, you know, stage that the show always had, where the enemy grows and they get the Megazord. And of course, the first series they always finished them off the same way with the sword, right?
Yeah, every time they grow.
You can do it, Niko. I'm trying to place this particular instrument set because I've played a few other SNES games that had a very similar instrument set. Now, it almost sounds like one that Capcom uses often, like Mega Man.
I like the fact that there's no time limit on here.
Yeah, because that would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Though, if I was the programmer of this game, my first step for a boss battle like this might be to add a time limit to make it more difficult, make you have to jump around. Now, you would think it kind of goes against the nature of morphing, because on the show...
Oh,
nice.
There we go!
Finally.
5113.
Nice. We'll probably end this episode here, and Niko and I will play another Mighty Morphin Power Ranger game in the next episode. But overall, what did you think of this game? It doesn't really... I mean, it's not that it doesn't stand the test of time, but it's not exactly a great game to harken back to.
No. You don't get quite the array of martial arts experience that you would want in a Power Ranger game. You want to jump around and really get a feel of the action, which you don't get in this. It's just a single button combat move. You don't get combinations.
You don't even get like high punch, low punch, or harsh.
You only attack with one button. That's all you do, and it'll do combinations on its own if you're in the area.
Holy crap! She has an insultingly thin waist.
Yeah, it's her bosom is literally twice the width of her waist. That makes no sense. That water is purple. That also makes no sense.
This is the Ninja Turtle stage. Just
Apparently.
for the hell of being in a sewer. I don't even know if sewers even really look like this. And what the...
Spiders.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to play all the way through this stage. But
yeah, the combat isn't really all that cracked up. Some of the staging it's mediocre. It's nothing really special.
Now
the bosses are alright. That troll thing I thought was just stupid patterns.
Another interesting point though is that it also is all in how you... I don't know, it's just all in how the game feels as well, because if you think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, that's regarded as one of the best side-scrolling beat-em-ups of all time.
Yeah.
But that also only had the whole one-button combo you only really ever hit with your weapon as a Ninja Turtle.
I think a lot of the good thing about Turtles in Time is it had fun bosses, the staging, just following through the game and the story was a lot of fun in Turtles in Time.
It's also got more depth, because another thing that isn't really all that apparent is that most of this game is on one plane. You can't even go up and down.
Yeah, you're pretty much just going left and right. And
if I
recall Turtles in Time, it was on a kind of that 3D plane that you get to go down the screen and up the screen.
Pseudo three-quarters view. And this though, you have like up, higher and lower levels. Sometimes, like this right here, they kind of traded up and down for the ability to crouch, which doesn't really all do all that.
No. I mean, it helped in the boss fight I was just in, but otherwise, it doesn't really add to the fighting experience that you would hope. Except Kimberly's getting some crotch kicks there. Seriously. That's kind of funny.
Her reach, like her hand barely even leaves. There we go. That was kind of a neat looking combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we should probably round this out. But yeah, I mean, I would say overall, positive on the music. The graphics the graphics do a good job representing the show.
The graphics are fine. The actual design, it could do better on some of the characters.
The gameplay itself could be more polished.
The gameplay itself could be a lot more polished. It needs to be a bit more varied. Like we mentioned, there's no Zord battle. That's half the show. Yeah, and I'm also willing to bet that every single one of their super moves is essentially the same thing. They put their arms out, it shows their dinosaur in the background, and then it rains whatever on them. Though I don't know what her element might be, the wind or something. Yeah, but, probably wind or something generic. It probably just kills everything on the screen and rains down on them, and Roto Ranger's probably fire. We might have more fun with the next game, because I think next time we should try the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fighting series. Yeah, that would probably have a bit more detailed, varied fighting. Oh, it's the eye guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just want to see what her bomb looks like really quick. I bet I'm right about the... You get the bomb right away? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's bomb it. One, so... Yeah, pretty much the same thing. It's a gym light show. It's a different graphic, but... Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Hitting with her bow? What? Can't I shoot the bow? Oh, I can. If I hold up. That's the first secondary move that I have even seen in this game. So you hold up while you do it? Okay. I'm sure the others probably had an option. Maybe. But see, the fact that we missed out on that because of how basic everything else was, it wasn't exactly intuitive. Yeah. I'm sure it doesn't really do all that much. It's also not all that great. It just shoots through their head. Anyway. That's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the game for the SNES, and Niko and I will see you next time on the next episode of Games with Friends Sentai series. There we go.